Hello friends, welcome to the Captain's Lobby. As you can see that it is a trial balance of a company, and I got this from one of my friends. So we will just look how profit and loss and balance sheet runs from the trial balance. Actually these are the other values that are taken from the closing balance of the ledgers, but the ledgers were not reconciled till the end. So we will just copy these problems and we'll just see how we can just place the values in the right financial statement. So we can just switch to the next sheet. As you can see, I have created the layout of the financial statements. Is the profit and loss of Logigo, and this is the balance sheet or statement of financial position of the same company. So look, apparently it is very simple, and it is one of the simplest trial balance interpretation and projection. So in the entire end I will just help and make some way out how you can create these financial statements from the ledger. So let's start. So as you can see, we have a simple trial balance in front of us, and this is going to be a quite attractive and adventurous journey of accounting cycle. And this is very simple and it's not that complicated. We have just learned in the basic accounting class how a trial balance or how accounting cycle runs. Actually start from the general ledger, and then we make the ledgers, and we make the trial balance from that closing entries. But we are directly making the profit and loss from the trial balance, as I got this from one of my friends. And this so starting from that, we will apply first of all, see that how which accounts hits which financial statement. That is very much important. The capital is a part of equity, and it will fall in equity. But before that, we will just apply some modification to the cells. This is very much important. Before presenting a report to the management, you have to just first of all create the modification. So I have just go, and we will just go to that conditional formatting, and we will just click on the new rule. This is a new rule, and we'll just go to the last option, and we'll just select the range of the cell. Actually this is a single cell, so we will just make sure that our range is clear and complete. And now we'll just go and we'll just remove the dollar option. We will press enter, and we'll go to the format. Okay, just for the representation, and you can see representation or applying effect to the report. It looks good to read, it looks understandable, the words look clear, it looks professional. But if you don't apply any filtration, if you don't apply any modification or any formatting, the reports look quite immature, and it is not preferable to read. So we will just go to the fill option, and we will just apply some color effects, and we will go over to the border option, and we will apply some outline. So this is our outline. For example, we are selecting the red color, and now we will just press OK, and our bordering is completed. And now we'll press OK, and this conditional formatting has been applied. And now we'll just write equity, and this is also equity. Cumulative reserve fall in equity, yes. And we'll go throughout the whole column down the way, and we'll just apply the basic. There are the 5 accounts, equity, revenue, expense, and liability, asset. So this is not going to be very much difficult. Shareholder loan payable is a liability account. Yes, we all know that is a liability account. And trade creditor is also liability account. So similarly, we will just follow this complete or we will just hit the financial items properly and accurately according to the accounting standards. In expense account, sales tax is also expense, withholding tax is also expense, and the loan payable is a liability. Cumulative depreciation, as you know, is a contract asset account. It also reduces the value of assets, so we'll write it as a contract asset account. It is not an asset, so it reduces the value of assets in a balance sheet. I will show later how contract asset account impacts the financial statements or impacts the asset. Office equipment is an asset, and cumulative depreciation again a contract asset account. In the later half of the video, you will see the behavior of the counter-trade account is simply the plus minus impact, but you have to directly use the account by keeping in with the standards of financial reporting, how you will use these accounts and how will complete the accounting cycle. In the later half of the video, you will be completely acknowledged by these numbers and by these accounts. So I have completed filling the accounts in front of the rows, and now it's time to apply the filter, and we have to just move further. And first of all, we have to select all the data over here, and now we will just press the shortcut keys Control Shift L, and filter is applied over here. So now we have to just select the right account for the right financial statement. So for the right financial statement, first of all, we have to just, for example, if you just go and select the sales amount. So for example, if you want to look into the revenue list, revenue heading, we will just select the revenue filter, and we'll just see that here the sales product income over here. So it will be helpful in making the profit and loss and balance sheet later on. So now we are moving to the next slide, and we will just write over here the company name, and the first of all we will have the initials. What are the initials? So initials are, as you know, and for example we are making the financial statement of this company particularly, and we will just write and increase the length and size so that it will be readable, and we will just also merge the second column, and we will also we'll write over here P and L, so it looks quite bold and apparent and quite understandable. We can also increase the visibility of that region. So now we are having the particular strength of a profit and loss, and now we will make, first of all, we start from the formatting. Formatting is very important. Keep in mind, if your reports are formatable, it looks good and looks readable, but your reports are not formatable, it looks boring and it looks dry to read, and it doesn't even bother doesn't even bother by the management, and decisions are most of the decisions are ignored. If your reports are good and professional looking, and it is full of formatting and colors, so it will always make you point. It will buy you decisions, it will buy you right choices and good results. So this is a cell, actually this is a range of cell I selected, and remember to remove that dollar sign, we will just remove later. And now we will select the commas, okay, and just remove that sign, press ok, and we'll just go to the preview setting over here, and we will just fill up the cells. For example, we will use this fill color, and we will just go to the border, and we will just select this outline as red, and this is our outline. We'll press ok. Moreover, the good part of the video that we are not only going to see how to make a financial statement, but we are also in the shortcut keys, or we are also going to see that Windows options that we can help to Windows formulas, short formulas that are very much quick and smart to use in Excel. We press OK, and our formatting is ready. We will just write over sales over here, and we will just put the sales value we have already filtered out, and we'll just copy and paste over here in the value region, and we'll just double click on the column width. We'll just auto adjust it, and we'll just go, and we will also keep in mind that the number should be in the accounting standards. For that, we will just go to the control one and go to the numbers option. We will just drag it down, and we will just press check box, and our number should be in accounting standards. We will just go and write cost of goods sold over here, cost of goods sold, and now this is the cost of goods sold, and control C. We will just copy the format over here so that it looks complete copied. For the cost of goods sold, we will apply the filter of cost of goods sold. We have already selected over here. This is our account, and we will just select the cost of goods sold from here. So this is the value of cost of goods sold. Control C, and we will just go to the second slide, and we will paste here as cost of goods sold. Control special paste values only. We are values only, and this is the cost of goods sold. We will add here contribution margin, because this is the variable cost. Sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution margin, and there is no element of fixed cost. So we will just increase the length, and we will just use the contribution margin is equal to sales minus cost of goods sold is equal to contribution margin. And now there are two ways to represent expenses over here. Either you can, so this is supplies and material cost of goods sold, and we have the contribution margin. So for the expenses, we'll just go over here and we will just select the expense option over here. These are the expense option, and now we will just apply some technical formula over here, because we are having two column expenses, so we have to apply the subtotals. Subtotal is equal to 9 comma, and now we will just select this bracket close minus subtotal bracket opening 9 comma. We select this entire range, second column, and we will give the result already applied. We can also press F4 to fix the selection, but we don't need it because we are not giving the criteria. We are not selecting some range or some sort of other logical testing. We just only want our sums. So this is Control C, and we'll just paste over here. First of all, we write the expense, either expense, and we'll just paste, and we'll just copy that previous value that we have already find out, and now we'll press over here, paste special by values. So you can see our expense portion has been completed, and now we will just write profit before tax. What is the profit before tax? We use the subtract contribution margin minus expense is equal to profit before tax, and we will just also find out the other income. What is other income? Other income is supplier incentive is other income. As you can see, we have already find the supplier incentive, because normally we don't add it, we don't represent it in the profit loss. We give this other income a specific name in the other comprehensive income, where we represent or where we express all those other incomes we are getting other than from our normal profits. These incomes are other than our normal profits. Either it can be the bonuses, it can be the achievements or progressive incentives that the companies normally give, which are not earned through our normal business operations. All of the profits other than normal business operations is known as other income. So we will just press Ctrl C, and we will just press and paste over here by values, and we are having the other income part completed. We can also just club these values, and we can just write other income plus profit before tax. It will give the final value of the profit and loss that we will going to show in the balance sheet. This is how the accounting cycle runs. Actually, we may complete working, but this trial balance is quite simple. We don't need to go into the detail and complicated performance of working. We need only simple accounts, simplify basic account heads, and we make a profit for the month of September. You can also write profit for the month of September over here. Profit for the month of September. Now we just go on the balance sheet. In the next part, I am going to tell you how you can make the balance sheet from using this profit figure. So it's time to make the balance sheet. First of all, we just we can use the same sheet to make the balance sheet. We don't know to go because our accounts are simple. Just for the understanding, we are just selecting and merging these cells. Or you can go and make another sheet. We can just rename this sheet as P and L, and now we will just go and just get another sheet. Now here we will just merge this, and we will just write it statement of financial position, or you can also say the balance sheet. Actually, most businesses use state balance sheet. They don't use the financial position. You can just increase the size, and this is statement of financial position, and now we will just also going to bold it so it looks more professional. And this is the statement of financial position. You can also, it is always as at March as at 30 September. You can also the company name, company name is same company, Logigo Private Limited. So private limited accounts are not quite simple, but in this case these are simple, and this is a great blessing that it is understandable and we can easily understand account cycle perfectly. And now we'll just increase this, we just increase the bold, and this is for the formatting. And this is our the welcome area of our balance sheet has been created successfully. And now we'll just also create some formatting, as I told you, conditional formatting, keep in mind. And this is going to be the complete box in which we are going to work, and go to the new rules, and just you have to just take part in each and every part of the Excel, so that you have to just go to the good learning, make sure that you got good learning. And not only the financial statement, but also you will learn formulas and shortcut keys in this video. If you learn more than accounting cycle, please comment, take part in the commenting activities, and keep motivating the channel, keep motivating the man behind this channel, so that we can create and we can modify more and more content on this platform. Press enter, and we'll just going to just format, and we'll just go to the fill option. And now we go to the border, and this is we're going to apply the outline effect over here. For example, outline is red, and now we'll apply the red color, and we press OK. And now our formatting is completed. Balance sheet start from the very simple and basic step, that is asset. Okay, we just going to plus all our assets over here, and we will just minus the accumulated depreciation, that is end part. There are two assets, current asset and non-current asset, but in this case, as our account are simple and not that complicated, we will only use asset account. So first of all, you select all the assets that are apparently appearing on our trial balance. These are all the assets. Similarly, same we are going to apply the subtotal formula. Go here and write subtotal. Press 9. Select the debit side. Remember, you don't forget, if your financial statements are in the format, if your ledgers are not closed, and if you are going to prepare a financial statement without closing your ledger, normally you cannot prepare a balance sheet or trial balance without closing your ledger. Your ledger should be closed. But in this format, because the ledgers are quite unreconciled and quite spread dispersed, so we couldn't close the ledger properly, and we are directly making the balance sheet. It is again the accounting standard, but this is a shortcut key. As we are learning the accounting cycle, we don't need to go deep into the ledgers and deep into the journal entries. So for this thing we are doing, but more the advantageous part is that you go to learn about the subtotal and how you can use subtotal in the filter option, because you cannot apply the sum option simply. We have to use subtotal in the filter when you are going to apply the filters. So we just close the bracket, and now we will just press the negative sign, and again we will just go minus the other column by taking the subtotal. Bracket starts, press 9 comma, and now we are going to select the second column, and press commas closed, and press enter, and you get to the difference. This is the difference, this is the assets. Control C, and these are the values you can press, and just press in the either box. It doesn't matter. And now we will select the remaining 3 box, and we'll just select the accounting standards. The value should be in the number of accounting standards. And these are the assets. We'll write the less contra assets. Contra assets are always the assets that use the value of the assets. It can also it can either be accumulated depreciation or accumulated amortization or depletion, but we don't have any intangible or minerals, but we have intangible assets. We are using contra assets in the form of accumulated depreciation, and this is are going to we will just also make sure that the contra asset is checked. And now we'll just subtotal it. Subtotal contra assets. This subtotal formula is always handy, especially when you're playing the filters, because You cannot use simple sum options, because if you try to use the sum, it will completely pile up all the credited sum entries, and you will just confused, because the entries are hidden, and you will just blindly enter the wrong values. So subtotal is very much important to give to the right, to the point answers, and you will press enter, and this is the subtotal of your contra assets and your depreciation, and we will subtract it from here. Values, you can use the counting minus negative sign, should be counting negative, yes, negative, decimal place is none, number, okay, this is negative, and we will just write here total net assets. These are total net assets, and this minus this, these are total net assets. So we have the value of total net assets. Now we will just bold this total net assets so that it looks prominent and dominant. So now we will just write here equity. Okay, equity should be, what is equity? We just go over here and we just like the equity account, and this is our equity account, and already we are having 95887876 9588. Okay, this is the equity account, and we just simply copy paste, and we just paste over here to complete the equity. Moreover, our retained earning is also, retained earning is unappropriated profit which is not yet distributed to the shareholders, and retained earning we have already calculated in that part. This is the retained earning. Generally, we make the statement of change in equity before reflecting in the balance sheet, but our accounts are simple. That does not require to make the statement of change in equity. Moreover, we also make the cash flow statement to reflect the cash in the balance sheet, but we don't require to make the cash flow statement and change in equity. These are two major financial statements that should be and must be associated with the balance sheet, but we don't need, because we are having a straightforward accounts. So now we have specify values, and this is the retained earning. We will just press here total equity. This is total equity, and we will just press board item, and we will just sum up the things now 96126, and now we'll just write here liability. This is liability part, and for the liability we will just go similarly, we will just go to our working earlier we made, and this is liability, and press OK. And now for the liability we just see the same subtotal formula, subtotal bracket close 9, and this part will liability fall integrated. Okay, this is subtotal, and press minus subtotal, press 9, this is the balance, bracket close, enter, and this is our credit side, liability side. Now we'll just specify values, and our liability side has been completed, or you can use it, remove that minus sign. Total equities and liabilities, you can just simply write total equity and liability. So total equity liability you can also sum up liabilities plus equity. You have the total equities and liabilities. Now difference should be 0. Assets minus this means that our balance, sorry, I just sum up the wrong values. Liability, this is a liability plus total equity that is 2367660. This is equal to this value, and this means that our accounting cycle is balanced and completed. Our September is closed, and this is how we can make our financial statements just from the trial balance. So I hope that you like this video, and if you like this video, just simply you can just give it a thumbs up, and you can just also subscribe the channel as much as possible, and hit the bell icon so that you can easily get the notifications, and more importantly, I will be motivated to create the more informative and educational and more comparative videos in the future, and it's going to be a great journey to watch. So thank you to be on the Captain's Lobby. I hope that you like, and we will just see you in the other video. Thank you, take care.